I'm going to share out this live really quick. If you want to do the same, go for it. I'm going to click go live on the Instagram. And we're live. Okay. Hey, hi, hello, and welcome back to this week's hashtag Spill the Beans. I'm Tara Priolo. I'm your resident white-facing biracial multi-passionate musician, and I talk about the ish that nobody wants to talk about and push you to do the same. Spill the Beans is a once-a-week chat where we talk about everything under the sun, from music to activism and back again. Today we're going to talk about the truth of what happened, of something I mentioned in my stories, of why I quit my music studio gig position. My kid just woke up, so we may have a visitor. We're going to see how that goes. We might do a part 2. Anyway, say hello when you get here, and all that good stuff. I can see people who are on. I can't see your name or username unless you say hello. Hello. Also, my dog is like trying to be here, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. Let's see. Events. Monday, July 15th, the 10-day warm-up challenge course thing, whatever. I'm going to drop audio every morning for 10 days, every weekday. And then there will be a Q&A at the end that is video based, and you'll be able to ask any questions that you want. That is going to be done over in Telegram, and you can join that at the link in bio. Say hello when you get here. If you're on Facebook, how are you? Because again, I cannot see who you are unless you share. Darling. Unless you share. I think that's the only announcement that I want to make right now. Oh, my email list is moving to Substack. And hello, Cindy. Say hello. I can see Instagram comments. So if I'm turning my head, that is what I'm reading. As you know, these used to be in my stories, but now I'm doing them live because it's a little less time in terms of editing and also just getting things out the door. So they're not my stories anymore. They're live on Fridays at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hello. Okay, so we're going to talk about the truth. I mentioned in my stories that, hello, Zaki, I'm not sure, Zaki, maybe. Hello, baby. In my stories, and this week, I celebrated leaving my studio teaching gig 4 years ago. I left, my last day was July 10th of 2020. And there were a lot of reasons that I shared that I left, and there was, I think we're still here. Sorry, I got a phone call. There was a big reason that I didn't share. And I'm going to share that reason today. I'm not going to share with you what the music studio was. We'll briefly go over the other reasons that I quit, which number one was the low pay. Studios often, so that they can get by, right? Like they can't charge outlandish amounts of money in order to pay their teachers well, so they pay their teachers poorly in general. So I was making, after 3 years of being at that studio, I was only making $24 an hour, which meant that I was only making $12 for most of my students, right? Because most of my students were taking half-hour lessons, which meant I had to take on a lot of students in order to make ends meet. You know what I'm saying? I also quit because more was being required of me, more was being asked of me, and I wasn't being paid more for that time. I learned an entire program, like to teach a curriculum that I was not paid for. And it was a struggle to, hello, Erica. It was a struggle to get the studio to pay me extra for teaching group courses. So those were the reasons that I shared, I believe. And also I just needed more time for my own music. Now, the reason, yeah, that does suck. Yeah. The reason that I actually quit, and it was during one of my various radicalizations that you all have seen online. The reason that I quit is because there were microaggressive racist comments right after George Floyd. And when George Floyd was murdered, that was right down the street from where I live. I live in Minneapolis. I was here during the uprisings. I was here when it happened, right? And at one of the meetings of the leadership, the owner said, "Hello, Mary. Hey, Erica. The owner said, "You people." And it was at that moment that I knew that I no longer wanted to work for this person. And when we talk about standing on business, when we talk about standing for our morals, there is a lot that goes into that, and it is a difficult thing to do. Especially difficult when you have built basically your entire... Yeah, the police are scary, Cindy. It wasn't scary to be a part of the uprisings. Where was I going with that? It can be scary because you know you're going to lose all of, like, you think you're going to lose all of your students. And I ended up keeping many of my students. Many of my students left that studio. I did not share back then like why I was leaving. I just said I was leaving to start my own studio, and that was that. And I encouraged my students to try out the next teacher, and the next teacher is great. I am acquaintances with that teacher, and we still live in the same city, and we still recommend students to each other. So it's not like me and that teacher having a beef. But hello, I cannot pronounce your name. I have no idea how to pronounce your name, but hello. So what I want to express though is that we do have to, if we want to stand in our morals and stand in our beliefs and stand in liberation and stand, hi, focal point, and stand on business, right? We stand to lose a lot. And I have done this multiple times, right? Some of you will remember last year, what do I teach? I teach voice, piano, and creative liberation. Do you teach anything? Let me know. Yeah. And that's a microaggression, right, Cindy? It's a microaggression. And oftentimes those get passed by in the communication. But anyway, many of you will remember last summer when I stood up for a company. Thank you. I stood up against a company for a friend for transphobia, and I have done, there's another story that you all, not formally, well, you don't have to do it formally to be a teacher. We all teach something. We all have something to give to the world, right? I almost left a company that I currently still work for because you're okay, baby. We might have to grab the baby. We're going to see. Because the president was racist. And, I've done this multiple times, and I've stood to lose a lot of things. And so will you, as you start to speak up and stand up and share what you believe in. And I just want you to know that it's okay, because the people that come afterwards, the jobs that come afterwards, the people that support you afterwards are the people that actually want to hear you and are aligned more with who you are. And that person may change. Your person changes as you go through life. We're never a finished product. And so, hi, Haley. Well, I'm glad that you feel that way. I do post my live schedule on Instagram. I can't remember if you're the person that said you don't have any other social media apps, but I am posting my live schedule every week now on Instagram. I'm trying to post it on Mondays, so hopefully you'll find that. But I will be here for sure for Spill the Beans around 2:00 Central every Friday. But yeah. Just remember there are things behind you, and I'm actually wrapping up here because I don't want a 20-minute one like last week because it was difficult to edit. So y'all can join me, like I said at the top of this, in my warm-up group if you're interested in voice lessons / you're just wanting to kind of better your voice or delve into it a little bit. Oh, okay. Haley, there is like no way to DM me here, but you can, here, I'll put in the comments. I think it's actually in my profile here, but you can email here and I can get you hooked up to, there you go. I can get you hooked up to like my Substack and things like that and on the email list. I don't know if that came through, but Hopefully it came through. There we go. Okay, I'll pin it at the top. I'll pin it so everybody can see it later. You can email me there if you don't have other social media apps, and I can get you on the email list and get you in other spaces. But anyway, you all can join the warm-up group that starts on Monday. Like I said, I'm dropping audios every single day. There'll be short audios just to help you get your breath moving and get your voice moving and all that good stuff. There is a liberation conversations happening over on Telegram as well. And on and on and on. And I hope to continue to connect with you. So if you're watching this later, feel free to comment. These are reposted on Instagram, as well as TikTok and every other platform on Thursdays. So you'll see the revibe. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. All that good stuff. Continue to be anti-racist. Be safe. Make good trouble. Do good work. I love y'all hardcore. I'll see you next time.